morning, guys. Welcome to Firestorm Games Cardiff for the store celebration. I'm Fish, this is Paul, and we are going to be bringing you 5 rounds of the best players this side of the equator, I guess.
I would say so. I think that's a fair, analysis of the situation. We've got a couple of visitors from afar, but it's mostly a local scene, and we're very excited to see who is going to be the first one in the UK to secure that elusive regional buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Very exciting stuff.
We've already checked out the cards and the sleeves as well. They are looking awfully swanky.
They do look rather good.
Yeah.
Almost wish I was playing today, but my deck indecision makes me glad that I'm commentating.
Yeah, exactly that. Now, as I said, guys, it is it is a 5-round tournament. It is probably going to be X and 1 and X and 2 with good tiebreakers to get you through to that top 8. Top 8 will be best of 3. There will be no dinner break throughout the day, but we will have a short break between top cut. Now, other than that, just one last little bit of admin for you. Give us a like, share and subscribe. Follow us on Twitch, and also check out our affiliate link for Firestorm Games at Cactuars.com.
That's absolutely right. You'll find links to all of our socials there, and if you're watching on YouTube later on, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I heard those are good.
Yeah, exactly that. Now, at the moment, guys, players are just taking their seats. We are waiting for a shout out from the one and only Paul McAvoy just to go over some
house rules and things like that. Yeah, definitely.
Now, we don't have any sort of official judges on site as sort of per se. I think Gareth, though, is going to be sort of overseeing things. But if you do see anything in the comments, or if you just want to ask us any questions, or come along with the pun factory, because that's always a thing, then feel free to shout along in the comments. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, looks like we're just about getting ready now. Pairings are up. People are getting their bums into seats.
Yeah, and we already have some deck lists.
Oh, excellent.
So
okay.
Let's look over what we got for round 1. So straight away, guys, we have got my long-time nemesis, Chris D, playing some what looks like water lightning, maybe sort of Cat 4 type of thing, I think.
Yeah, it looks quite interesting. We've got some definite choices there. It looks like there's a bit of an 8 engine going on, which is nice. So, it might be a little familiar to our man Mike McMillan's deck.
Bit of Kane Hooded Man in there as well. Some summon recursion as well. But then we also have
Liam Jones with his brand new build of looks like Soiree to me.
Does look like that,
Soiree, not Soiree. Looks like we might just be going for the Soiree backup package. Oh no, there are a few select Soirees in there, but it is mostly a 4-colour deck that just uses all the good stuff in those elements. Why not, hey?
Exactly that. So, again, still waiting on the stats. So, anything that you're looking forward to seeing today, Paul?
I would mind just seeing the overall variance of what's going on. I mean, just having a look over people's shoulders, there's quite a few different things going on. There obviously will be a few people running the same thing. We will do our best to try and make all the matches that you see today nice and varied, so that there's a good even spread. Obviously, once it gets to top 8 situation, you will see some of the same stuff, but we'll just see how that goes on. But personally, I'm looking forward to seeing just what outside of the meta people have managed to bring. Obviously, we're going to see things like Barts, we're going to see things like Cat 8, we're going to see things like Vikings. I mean, stuff outside of that is what I'm most interested in, to see what people have really been sort of racking their brains on, trying to figure out what else can be as good as those.
Yeah, because obviously we see YYT put out some great deck lists and things like that, and the meta seems to be kind of decided. We want to see the anti-meta, we want to see what beats that.
Yeah, and, definitely.
What makes the day interesting. But, as I said, guys, Paul McAvoy is just doing the shout out now, again, to the big room of 32 players. So, if we do go quiet, we're just waiting to hear for the timer to start. At which point, we'll switch over to the gameplay table.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. In the meantime, Abby Sire, thank you for joining us all the way in Australia.
Good day.
Yeah. It is nice to see that we got people tuning in from all over already. So.
And especially in a wacky time zone as far away from us as Australia. Congrats. I don't know if it's day, night, summer, winter. My southern hemisphere knowledge is not the best.
Woefully lacking is the word.
Just came from our store celebration at Parramatta. Oh, cool. Yeah, how did it go? Did you compete?
Yeah. And if so, what deck were you running?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Hey Paul, how you doing? Yep, we are looking forward to watching some games as well. It's 8 p.m. in Australia, so okay, that's sort of reasonable. Nowhere near bedtime yet.
Guys, we will as well try and keep the Be Right Backs to a minimum
That's
where
right.
we can help it, but obviously between rounds and getting interviews and things do give us a little bit of leeway. But chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with it. It's fine.
So we're just finishing off the announcements now. All the deck lists are in. Everyone except one person put their name on it, but we found out who that was.
Cloutman.
Okay, so we are
we're
ready.
to
We're
go.
getting the thumbs up.
We're going to swap over to the gameplay table. Let's go. Round 1. Liam will be on our right. Chris, wait, you're sat in the wrong places. I'll swap it around.
The things we do for this community, eh?
I tell them, put them in the right places, and they don't put them in the right places. But good
You can
thing.
lead a horse to water, but you can't make it win races. Isn't that right?
Something like that. But thank God I'm a consummate professional and can spell lightning correctly. I didn't spell lightning correctly. Told you, this writing is tiny. We'll get there in the end.
We literally do have a font for ants here, so please bear with us.
That's right now, right?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. So, guys.
So looks like Chris has turn 1.
Yeah. And we've actually clamped the tablecloth this time, so...
Oh, so there'll be no disqualifications, although it does still move. Okay, I do apologise. It looks like Liam is on the play. Opening up with a...
Shinju, right? Off the
Shinju,
bat.
yeah, straight up. So everything else is whatever colour you need it to be.
But problem being, though, is it looks like it might be a slow stack, because a lot of Soiree backups are 2-drops.
That's
or
right.
at least even costed.
That's absolutely right.
But
Okay, so we're Leonora on Chris's side now, looking for, I assume, a Opus 15 Water Param. We may also see the Opus 20, Opus 21, I want to say, the 4-drop lightning one that can do damage to a 3-drop or less forward.
yeah, but
No,
I think...
this is a good choice here.
Yeah, I think Chris has seen that he's against Soiree, know that they can go a bit quickly, and one way to answer that is definitely going with that Param.
Well, that's right. If you don't like a text box, negate all of its effects. That's exactly what Param's for.
Yeah, exactly that. It is a little bit susceptible to the on-entry effects of the Soirees, but
That's right.
we're going to be a little bit ways off there before we see those coming down and actually getting the good stuff. So
Let's see.
now, Liam is going, as we said, with a lot of multi-element stuff. He doesn't look to be running anything out of the ordinary, except maybe Dorgan. That's something new here.
I mean, that's very much a Liam card. Ever since its inception, I think it's been in pretty much every one of Liam's decks, and why not?
Yeah, exactly. But in the meanwhile, he's probably going to go digging for an amber here, would be my guess. And Abby saying he came in second in after Swiss on Water Lightning Self Mill. Okay, so
Excellent stuff. Well done.
Congratulations to you. I'm guessing a bit of a Cat 8 engine there. So love it. Like to see it. We should be seeing those throughout the day as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So again, we're just following up with the Amber. There's the Albus. So I think we're not going to see a forward for a little while on Chris's board.
Well, that's right. Just threatening that 9k for the mere cost of playing a backup is huge. I mean, you know, anything that Chris does play forward-wise is going to be taken out by that.
Yeah.
So are we going to see the old bait and switch? Are we going to put something mediocre down that you don't mind losing? Or are we just going to try and accept our fate and push through the negatives to try and then get your strategy off later?
Yeah, the one thing Liam does have to be wary of, though, is he does need to get that 5th colour now as well, because he's got 2 Earth backups in the backup line. He needs a colour fixer for his Wind.
That's right. I mean, looking at the backup line, I'm pretty sure that any combination of 5 will be enough to get the Warrior of Light online, which is what you want to be doing in this sort of instance.
Exactly that.
Okay, so we're just going to go for a Leo. Yeah, that's not a bad, you know, nothing-y sort of turn where you're just trying to
Waste an Elvis on this, I did.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the one thing you probably don't want to Elvis.
But you could be crazy enough too if you just want to get your fire backups down, right?
I mean, even though it's a 3k body with no other effects, it still deals as much player damage as any other forward. So, something to watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely that. So, are we going to see anything else from here? I think Chris might have also been trying to dig for a few of his own backups.
That's right.
Because it looks like he may be floundering there, and we do know that water... I'm not sure with this combination how easily he can go without backups, but oof, he's gone with the Porum anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to get Albus straight away, right?
Yeah,
But,
you'd like to think so, because...
Maybe there's a trick up Chris's sleeve. There's a summon or some kind of protection going on. We'll just have to wait and see how this pans out.
Yeah. Give him the old cut. Now, as I said before, Chris is my nemesis. We bump into each other, usually at major tournaments, but he has been coming to Cardiff a lot, and I can never blummin' beat him.
Oh, that one time.
Did I beat him one time?
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we take those.
It could be completely imaginary, but...
Well, it makes for a more interesting origin story if you did never win against him.
Yeah. Paul, yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I also think it was a bit of a dead draw. I do think he was digging for the backups. But,
I think that's probably one of the strongest things that Leo has to offer, is that there is no such thing as a truly dead draw turn. If you can cast a Leo and draw another card, you have a body, you're digging through your deck. Yeah, it looks like we've gone Madame Adele and Elvis into Albus.
yeah. You might as well, right? You get the forward, the backup, and the kill all in one go. So,
That's right, yeah. I mean,
now, she isn't protected from summons yet, but you
No, that's
also
right.
don't necessarily want to remove her to allow for another one to be played.
That's right. I mean, it is still very early days at the moment.
So,
Yeah.
ditching
Param and Lightning for a deer. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're very close, actually, to 10. I think we're on 7 right now. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that Soirees cannot deal with is power reduction.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I've been throwing up cards all this way along, and I haven't actually turned them on so that you can see them. I could see them. You couldn't.
But we're fine. You
Yeah.
guys have to do the work at home, apparently.
Yeah, show us your workings out in the chats below. But,
You do get marks for that.
But if you show your workings, yeah, you get some extra points. So, again, though, it looks like Chris might just have to sort of step on the pedal a little bit more. He's gone for the Irving.
Maybe we cast Irvine just to start thinning out that break zone and getting rid of... Because we know Kusith is happening in any deck that plays Earth cards, so
Yeah.
it's probably a good idea to try and get these things going. Oh, that's interesting. If he discards a card, he'll be on 8, which then means a deer can mill 2 for 10.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's quite an interesting mathematical happenstance going on there. Let's just see if Chris does indeed go for that.
You wouldn't know it, but he has played before.
Okay, yep, so...
Oh, he's gone with
Oh,
Parum
okay,
again.
so we've gone for Param.
So just
And
start
we're
getting
just
counters
passing
on.
turn. I believe a deer is the effect you can only reduce their power on your own turn.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's why I would have been kind of inclined to attack with the Leo anyway.
Yeah, just to threaten that mill and break.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very clean and efficient thing you can do to get rid of Madame Adele.
Yeah, let's see what else we're going to be looking at. He does have Alba and no Diana, so it looks like the Alba's in there possibly just for the on-entry break and EX.
Well, that's right. You can cheat it out with Lena.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest use case for it.
Yeah. Things like Garuda as well as kind of like a semi-board wipe, but again, you need to kind of keep that Madame Adele under control, and maybe that is what Chris is thinking here with the Parum.
That's right. See what Liam responds with now. Just spinning the back cards around for a bit of fun.
You spin me right.
Okay, yeah, so we'll go in with an attack first.
You're probably happy to take the block with Leo here, right?
I mean, you either chump it out with Leo, or perhaps there is another Madame Adele in hand that you're baiting out.
This kind of feels like I'm going to play Shantato next. What are you going to do?
Yeah, definitely.
He's taking it. First point of damage, but he does hit an EX King there.
Okay, so we get back another Param. That's handy. It does mean that Adia now has to do a little bit more work before she will be able to reduce for 8k next turn. Well, that's okay. This is still very early days yet. 1 damage to 0 is no need to worry.
I think I've just seen that he might be discarding, a Madame Adele here. If it is the Toto...
It's
okay.
Toto.
So, the problem is, though, is that Chris still has this Irvin in hand.
That's right.
And that is going to be 2 Madame Adeles gone.
Okay, I'm going to have to go tell Chris that those cards are out of play.
Yes,
No, I don't.
Yeah, there we go.
He's got it.
He's
We're
got
cool.
it. So, Opus 1 Shan coming down, nuking the board.
22 sets later, it's still playable. Who knew?
Favourite card in the game. Don't know what you're on about. But again, though, I think if we slam the Irvin here, I think he's also drawn another one for the S effect. We go to town. Chris?
We go to town thing, yeah, definitely. I mean, now's the time to get Irvin down, start removing all of those Soiree from Liam's break zone so that a future Madame Adele cannot impact the board any further.
I mean, you straight away nuke the Cecil and the Madam, get the haste online, and probably just remove a couple of the... well, you could just strip all the forwards out of this, actually, and
I
be
think
okay
so.
with it.
Yeah, we're going to start with the Vesvia, yeah.
And the Madame Adele makes perfect sense.
Vesvia and Cecil, fair enough.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose you're getting the attack anyway, but...
You know, Madame Adele can't revive herself, it's not immediate.
No, but Kusith is a thing.
Okay, so we're removing Amaterasu and Madame Adele for the next one, just to get cards out.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he's got any sort of...
An EX Burst Elvis.
I think this happens a lot every time we commentate kind of tournaments here.
It's going to be 9k because of the 3 on board.
And didn't remove the additional forward to give it an additional 2k. Or character, I should say. So, Chris making a slight mistake there. And to be honest, I would have probably stripped all the forwards out of that.
I think, you know, for future reference, it's probably best to try and get Irvine up to 11k, just in case.
Yeah. Now, we do see Liam has an Amaterasu in hand, and he's drawn a Cecil and something I can't quite see. He doesn't really have Summon Recursion in the list. Now, Chris obviously isn't going to know that, but that maybe getting rid of that Amaterasu now is looking like an even bigger mistake.
Okay, Cecil into Arc. That's going to absolutely get Liam a card for his hand.
Exactly that, and it's going to be real difficult for Chris with so few resources here to deal with that as well.
That's right.
Because now you're going to have to pay the additional 2. So take your pick.
Take your pick. Any one of those you like.
I would be quite inclined now to probably just take the Bash.
Bash is cool, yeah. I mean, Demon as well, if you're conscious about the break zone. But, I mean, at this stage, with this few cards on the other side of the board, Bash just to secure your own position is probably a more sensible play right now.
Yeah, exactly. You can go a little bit wider. You could probably search straight away for the Warrior of Light. And if you can, by somehow draw a fire card off of this, you can play that off the Shinju and still play the Warrior of Light. And you could be looking at possibly Chris being on 4 damage next turn.
Smooth like butter, indeed. Okay, so a bit of a think here now from Chris. He's eyeing up that Lena backup, which against Soiree is probably something you want to chuck down because there are an awful lot of EX bursts and you're probably going to get that value back.
Yeah, average of 20 to 22 would be my guess.
Yeah, it's a sensible estimate, I would say.
Yeah, now, Liam not played or had to play anything from his limit break yet, but he has the typical things in there: Matt, Cloud, Tidus, Zach, Victoria, and the one-off Shantato. But he's not going to be able to use that now, so it is just kind of a dead card.
Okay, so, yeah, Irvin won't get haste on this turn, which is unfortunate for Chris, but, you know, managing the recursion options, leaving a Soul Kusith in the break zone, it's a little ironic, because then there's nothing else you can do, even if you could get it back.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lena coming down to just to shore up the position.
Now, I will have to warn you there, Paul, that you're probably going to have to get your skates on, because inevitably someone will forget that trigger. And it is not a may, it is a must.
It's a must.
But great card is that, Lena. I kind of wish I kept my foils rather than trading them away. But
sometimes quantity is better than quality. You know, I mean, if it gets you the same copy of a card in a lower rarity and another card, if you're after that collection, that's probably the way to go.
Exactly that. So, what do we do with... Like, Liam's pretty much got the run of the board here. He's all set up. There's one of his pet cards, though, as well. The Earthwind Ishtola.
So, we are going to trigger the damage on... We do have a misplay, yeah. So, it wasn't paid for with the correct CP. We are just going to roll that back.
And he does have to probably ditch that Amaterasu as well. I think Liam here was thinking that he had to... go for that Warrior of Light, kind of like what I said. Problem being is that he needs that win CP, and the only way to get it is via the Shantato.
Mm-hmm. So let's see how this pans out now. So we are going to drop probably Amaterasu.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder why he's keeping Elvis backup up for that purpose. So now, yes, we do the
Yeah.
Bash. I assume we're taking damage and doing the search. And we hit a Lexa.
Which kind of is a dead card right now. I don't think you can get it out of anything out of your back line in order to play that. So it's probably an okay hit.
Yeah, you don't want to see it drawn. And yeah, here we go. This is why the backups are being managed so specifically. 4-color Warrior of Light coming out now with Bash makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Liam feeling like he's just racing ahead now. That's going to give him reactivation and draw.
On top of an already wide board versus a not so wide board is a great place to be.
Yeah, and there's not exactly much that Chris can do from his limit break in response, and his sort of forward line here, he can go wide. He might hit a few EX bursts, but I think he really needs that Garuda.
It's a very steep hill for Chris to climb right now. Let's see how this pans out. So we've reactivated, we've drawn. And we are still in main phase 1 by the looks, just adding more fuel to the fire. Looks like we've gone... and we've gone in with an Ishtola as well. This is another classic Liam card.
Absolutely. A tough one to deal with because obviously its damage becomes reduced and it cannot be blocked by a 4 or more.
Okay, so Irvine can actually block here, but there'd be no positive trade.
No. A lot of attackers, though, staring down at Chris, though.
And, of course, we've got to be aware that Ark is now buffing everybody to oblivion because of the 4-color Warrel alone.
Yep, and he hits another EX burst. Chris going absolutely unpunished here.
That's right. If in doubt, just hit an EX burst.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets to just pick one of these cards here. And he's found a Kukulane. I think he's considering it, and that's what he's picked by the looks of it. Just to turn off potentially something like Warrior of Light or something like that, or maybe to deal with the Cecil.
And Solo Synthesis in the chat there. I'd kind of agree with you. I mean, this is very much Mount Everest in terms of hills that you need to climb at this point, but we do, in tournaments of this size, it is always worth playing until it's absolutely certain that you've lost. Yeah. You never know. Okay, and this big EX burst. This is a big EX burst that will go in Chris's favour.
Yeah, the thing is that what do you get rid of here? I think you probably just have to take the Warrior of Light damage and maybe bounce the Cecil, because I don't think you can replay that.
That sounds about right. You won't be able to replay it this turn. And, the fact that it's an EX burst will get around Cecil's taxation.
Yeah, he does have win CP in his hand, but it does mean he's not going to get to play anything off of the effect. So
sometimes it's worth it just for the extra 2p CP tax that you have to pay. But yeah, it's pretty spicy. So what are we going to go for? I think we recur a forward from break zone just to try and get some semblance of hand advantage.
Yeah. So he's thinking that the...
Alphino?
Yeah, I believe so. Let's have a look at that one.
That's Water Alphino, which makes them break their own dull forward.
I believe it's this one.
It is indeed. Yeah. And another EX burst off the top. Kukulane. I mean, you do it. You do get that card. You need all the help you can get.
You just need to start being able to break stuff now willy-nilly, and you need the hand strength to do it.
That's right. I mean, this turn alone, Chris's hand has grown by 3 cards, and he hasn't even entered his own draw step. So, I mean, this is the best chance Chris has to come back now, I think. It's got to be now or never.
Yeah, he needs to start dealing with, pretty much everything, to be honest. All of these are dangerous. You've got a potentially unblockable, you've got something that's just massive, and also the buffer in Ark.
That's right. I mean, Garuda not looking very good at all right now.
No. I mean, I suppose you could call 4 and it would kill the Ark, but...
It would kill the thing is, Garuda can only kill 1 forward at the moment, so it just feels way too unnecessary.
Yeah, let's take a look at Garuda. I'm pretty sure it's 8k it does, right?
That's right, yeah. It's just 8k to a cost of forward of the player's choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, damage 5 with the Alphino is really significant as well. He does get to play he just gets something off of that effect.
Yeah, I just don't feel like it's enough. And even the LB cards here might be just all you can play. At the very least, you can break the Ishtola, right?
You can break his Stola. That's probably the smartest thing to break, because then you've got, on Liam's side of the field, that isn't automatic damage. Okay, so what are we doing? Oh, okay, RNA. That's cool. That's 2 breaks on entry, unless Liam can respond with something like Amaterasu. But even then, that's still a break. So what are we going to go for?
Yeah.
We're going to go...
And he is going to break the Astola by the looks of things.
So, RNA, the effect, is it 5 or more or 5 or less?
It is this one,
for
I
the
believe.
second part. 5 or less. Okay, so there are going to be 2 breaks.
Yeah, and I think the massive part of it is that it does get that first strike just automatically.
Yeah, 9k first strike is massive. It does get around pretty much everything that Liam can offer.
He is getting 2 breaks here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 breaks.
So I probably, you take the wall and you take the...
Wall and Ishtola. I mean, you've
Absolutely.
still got a bit of a hill to climb, but you are... in a much better position now.
And in theory, if he's got the CP for it, I can see he's got a Porum in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's got some Lightning CP there as well, maybe the Cloud just to kill the Bash off might be enough to stabilise for a couple turns.
And Chris, iron up the Alphano now, making sure that kills the Barts, and we replay a forward. Oh wow, yeah, Chris has really turned this around.
Yeah. No Cecil on the board was absolutely the right call there in chat. He's thinking the Alba to get an additional break as well. This could be saucy.
So yeah, they're going to be playing a... so this is going to be a double break, because Alba will come in from an effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what's the option here? When it enters the field, choose one forward. It's for...
Draw 2 sorry.
So it's not double break.
It's not quite the double break, but that is still...
Oh, I probably would have kept hold of that Irvin, though. That's S-effect there.
It's quite expensive. I mean, he can't do it this turn.
No, very true. I don't hate this,
I think, Alba would still... It's either Alba or Irvin that's deciding to come in now. I probably would go with the Alba, just because you are... putting one on your field, getting rid off of one of theirs.
So, also, he can play the Irving. He has one, so that's just a bit out of that for him. So, Alba, though, coming in, gets the break.
Interesting choice breaking the arc. I probably would have broken Bash, but...
Yeah, because he is going to be live if you deal him any more points of damage. So...
Okay, and Alba is giving herself haste.
Now, I see, again, the problem being is that, you got to remove that, and do you take the Astola? Yeah.
I think you take Astola, just because, unblockable is a very scary keyword, and we're hitting damage 3 Ami. Now Bash is buffed a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Chris is going to be happy to see that Amaterasu go. Maybe not for this turn, but... Oh, and he hits... the Warrior Light on the damage as well. That could be pretty big.
I want to say that all of Liam's Warrior of Lights are accounted for now, either out of play or in damage, which is huge.
And there's a Porum as well. So, let's... to be honest, I know seeing stop turning them sideways there, solo synthesis, but I think when you got the haste and removal, I think it's a bit alright. You got 3 bodies, you're going to stop the haste and possibly the bash here with just the palm alone. So Chris absolutely stabilizing, showing that he is not quite out of this yet.
No, that's right. I mean, that's a real big turnaround. It looks like Liam has hit another arc, which not a terrible choice this time of day.
Yeah. So he just wants to double check the wording on the bash. It isn't live to do the damage, but it is now 8k and Brave.
Which will punch over Alba and Alphano.
Yeah.
And Porum.
Just so you know, guys, there is 6.5 minutes left on the round, so we might go the time with this one. You never know. It does not seem over yet by a long shot.
No, it could be anyone's game right now. It's exciting stuff. It's a really good game to start with, actually. I'm quite pleased it's turned out this way.
Yeah, it felt like it was on a knife edge for Chris, but now Liam seems like he's against the ropes. Chris giving them the good old rope-a-dope. And Liam could be in trouble, so he probably does need to go wide himself just as a response. And yeah, you're probably right there, chap. I agree. Probably didn't put it to 5 just to let the bash run roughshod. Otherwise, you have to use the Parm on it, which could lead to a detriment for Chris.
So it's best to keep as many options open as possible. If you're not going to win, is there any point in going to an X amount of damage instead? Sometimes it's better to just hold back and try and do it all in one go to mitigate them using damage effects.
Yeah, and looking at Chris's list as well, I think if Liam could have gone any more into the, putting Chris on maybe 6 damage, the amount of EX bursts that I think have yet to see could have even helped further, but...
That's right. I mean, quite a low amount of EX bursts on Liam's side, actually. Having a quick scan through his list, it seems that the variance is not on his side today in that front, but we've still got 2 more chances for devastating EX bursts.
See, I think the biggest thing looking at the list right now, is the good thing of why Chris didn't put Liam on 5 to make the bash live, is that Liam could have hit a Zidane. We have yet to see one.
Yeah.
And he is running 2 in the list. So, you have to... as much as he doesn't have cards in hand, it being almost unblockable could be a problem. So...
I think both players are just sort of confirming all what powers are what costs, any other effects that are going on right now. Yeah. Some out of play cards over there.
I mean, what an absolute turnaround for Chris here. Like, going from a struggling 1 backup lineup to 2, and now all of a sudden he's on 5 backups, all because he was put to damage 5. Crazy. That Alphano coming in clutch, I think. The Alba as well, is that like... Yeah, that's just a singular Alba as well in the deck, so what a time to hit that.
It's a great tech piece. I mean, it's a lovely EX to hit, obviously, but with more than one way to cheat it out onto the field, I think it's a very sensible one-off.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think at the very least, we're probably seeing... Unless he's got something like a Shadow Lord here. It's gone for 7.
Okay,
it's a
demon. Yeah, okay. Fine. Okay, so there is no shared jobs among everybody. You will have to declare an element. I'm probably erring on the side of water to deal the 7k.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 blockers that go.
Water or lightning will deal the same amount of damage. It's which ones you want gone. And it looks like they've elected for lightning. I
think that's probably okay, because the Irving's probably a bit of a trickier card to deal with at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it looks like we're going into Limit Break Cloud.
Yeah.
I would assume Cloud.
Yeah, possibly breaking the Parham here, yeah.
I'd say break the Parham,
so in response, we blank the
bash,
so he is down to just 7k. Mm-hmm. And at least in theory we can trade with the Alphano, I believe.
That's right, yeah. So now Alphano is a solid blocker, blocking the only threat going on. It's really swinging back and forth this game in terms of who's got what potential.
Yeah. And we're under 3 minutes on the clock as well, so there will be time getting called shortly. So people need to either speed up or... Yeah, there's the trade.
There's the trade, yeah.
Don't
rude not to.
Yeah. Now we've still got first striker on Chris's side, but his hand was empty. What does he pull?
Chris put everything into his last turn just to stabilise. You do not want to see a Sara right now.
Yeah, and the issue is the demon does get an attack trigger, so in theory we could kill the Aranea on the swing alone.
There's more than enough for Aranea to go and do her thing.
Yeah.
Or for the demon to go do his thing, I should say.
No, sadly it doesn't look like Chris has pulled maybe just double backup.
Yeah, I mean, in instances like this, don't ever give up. You always consider your options.
I think maybe he might just have to play a Leo and at least try and draw into something. Because if you can draw another Kukling, then at least we can turn off the demon and potentially survive.
Well, that's right, yeah. I mean, it looks like Chris is just having a quick check. We are going to go for Leo. Yeah. Just so that it's not immediately game on board with what's there already.
Yeah. I think this was kind of his only choice here. So, what do we draw? Can we see it?
It's a 60p Leviathan, I believe, which is just not what you want to see in your hand right now. No. Would have been a very nice thing to EX burst and swing the game back into Chris's favour.
Yeah, I think Chris might get another turn out of this. I think we're going to go to time. We're under a minute. I think we're going to go to time, so it's going to go down to the wire, and it looks like a Coup Sith, a backup, and the Ark might still be in Liam's hand. Could he potentially hit something impactful with haste? Maybe that's Sedan.
So it's, you only need to do 2 damage. I mean, if there's a Surges in the Limit Break deck, that would be a really nice call right now.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going big.
Okay, we're going Cecil. Cecil will go into...
Yeah, just pointing for the colour fix.
Dorgan.
Dorgan. Good shout there from Paul on the chat. So let's get that one up, because that's not one we've even seen on stream much at all. So he just gets a break on entry, which he's broken the Aranea. The demon is going to swing and kill the Leo. Yeah, rinse the break zone. Break zone's gone. Poor Leo gets absolutely nuked. There's damage 6, and it's a Leonora.
This is it.
Yeah, I think.
Unfortunately.
Leonora's not on the experts, right?
Is she? I think she is, I think at this point, though, I think all the Paloms and Params are accounted for. What a game. Wow, that was so cool.
It is. I reckon he didn't have another Param in there, because otherwise he could... but no, he wouldn't have been able to cast a Leviathan, would he? He doesn't have Una, so still would have cost 6. No.
1 card short at the end, but what a great show from both players. Really back and forth game. It was definitely somebody's game, then definitely the other person's the very next turn. This is what we want to see.
Yeah, best type of games there. So, guys, we will do a quick be right back. We will get the winner of round 1 over. So have a chat. Alrighty, guys, we are back with the winner, taking a deep sigh of relief.
Yes.
For round 1, Liam, what a match. You must be feeling elated right now, because that was on a knife edge the entire time.
Yeah, that was... I came very close there. He's just like... I was like, all right, I've got the advantage, good. And he's just like, forward, yeah.
That was a really scary turnaround for you, I bet. Just watching him hit 3 EX bursts and then suddenly have a board that's bigger than yours, with things of yours disappearing left, right, and centre. It's a really great game to watch, actually. Loads of back and forth, loads of nail-biting moments. I mean, it was very clearly one person's game, then the other person just brought it right back. This is the type of high-quality content we want to see.
So, obviously, you decided on Soirees again for today. Slightly different to what you were running on Thursday. Is there any particular reason for the change?
I was trying on Thursday, was not working out. It was not working as intended. So I was like, right, last minute, what do I do? I've played this before quite a bit. I know how the deck works.
You know
couple
the
of little changes.
lines of play.
Yeah. Know how it runs. Just a couple of little changes and it's golden.
And it proved to be very well for you. It's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did see Dorgan showing up there right at the end. Why? Yes, it's a good card, and it proved its, I think, worth for you today. But any particular reason you chose that over something else?
It was a last minute choice to just take it in, because it is just the deck. Other than that, the deck lacks all monster removal. So if I come up against a wind matchup, I want to be able to drop Dorgan. Wind typically only runs, one Evray, 1 Atmos?
Usually one of each, yeah.
Maybe 2 at a push of 1.
If I drop Dorgan, remove Atmos, it just slows the wind players right down. So it's mainly for that sort of matchup, but then having it there at the end, it's like, that nice 6-cost Aranea looks nice.
Yeah. So cool.
Absolutely.
So, it's just a last-minute tech choice on that one.
Have you ever managed, I know, again, this is a fairly new deck for you today, have you managed to get it to the cast 3 yet at all, or are you just sticking with the 1?
No, it's just... if the chance is there, I'll definitely use it, but it's only in there as a one-off, so it's just for those situations where it's needed. I say if I can do it on a cast 3, I absolutely will.
Of course, it's always worth considering.
Yeah.
So any matchups in the room that you're hoping not to run into? What's your biggest fear right now?
Oh, that mad Cat 8 list.
Right.
That just goes off immediately.
Sure. You may see that later. You may have to pick that up.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did say to Jack that he is probably going to be on stream at least once today.
Yeah, get him on with that, because that is a...
really exciting deck.
So we're sat there playing, and then of course the first person to come over to put the scores in is Jack.
Yeah. Okay.
So he won his first one then by the sound of things. This will be interesting.
Good sign. Good sign.
So other than Cat 8, anything else, or is it just that?
Mostly that. Well, with the running that many colours, Chaos Arc is always a bit of a worry on that one. But
You got to be careful with your Shantato backup if you think Chaos Arc might be coming, because you don't really want to make it free and that much easier for them, you know?
Exactly.
Well, again, congratulations on your first
very
round.
well done, sir.
So we will end it there, guys. We will be waiting on round 2 results, so do bear with us, and we'll be back to do as quickly as we can.
Stay tuned.